Welcome to English 9. This is our first lesson for this week, and I am Ma'am Blanche B. Espiritu, your English teacher today. I'll be discussing today about modals. Before we start with our discussion, let me give you our target objectives of today's lesson. First, we are going to define modals. Second, identify the different kinds of modals used in expressing permission, obligation, and prohibition. And lastly, we are going to create dialogues using modals. Let us begin our discussion with this activity. Match the signages with their corresponding meaning. Are you familiar with these signages? Where do we usually see it? Yes, you're right. We can see and read those signages on different establishments, like school. Can you help me to guess the meaning of these signages? Come on, let us try identifying the meaning of those signages. Get a piece of paper and try to answer this activity in 1 minute. Match the signages with their corresponding meaning. Let me read the options. A. Unauthorized person is not allowed here. B. Do not smoke here. C. You must not litter here. D. You must not drink here. E. You cannot eat here. F. Do not enter. And G. You can't run here. I'll be giving you 1 minute to finish this activity. And your time starts now. Time's up! It's time for us to check your answer. Are you ready? Please do take notes of the underlined words on the following answer. Number 1. The first signage means letter E. You cannot eat your food here. Number 2. It's letter G. You must not run here. Number 3. It's letter B. Don't smoke here. Number 4, it's letter D. You must not drink here. Number 5, it's letter A. An authorized person is not allowed here. Number 6, it's letter C. You must not litter here. Lastly, number 7, it's letter F. Do not enter. So, who among you got a perfect score? Very good. And for those who did not make it, don't worry because it is just a preliminary activity. Have you listed down all the underlined words? So what are those underlined words? Yes, we have the words, don't smoke here. You can't run here. You must not drink here. You cannot eat your food here. Do not enter. And you must not litter here. So, what do we call of those phrases? Very good. It is what we call modals. What is modals? Modals are auxiliary or helping verbs. They may be used in expressing permission, obligation, and prohibition. These are the example of modals. doesn't have to, may, can, don't have to, must, has to, and could. Let us have it one by one. These are modals that you can use if you are expressing or asking a permission. Modal can is used to ask for and give permission in an informal way. Examples: can you give me your number? Can you help me with this? I can do it if you want me to. Another modals is could. Could is also used as a more polite and more formal modal in asking a permission, which may not be given. Examples: I could possibly ask my mom to cook it for us. Could I interview the mayor? Could you lend me your book? And lastly, we have the modal may under the permission. May is the most polite and formal modal used in asking and giving permission. Examples: medical practitioners affected by COVID-19 may now claim their financial support from the government. Teachers may now distribute the modules to the learners. May I borrow your book, please? These are modals expressing prohibition. Cannot, can't. This modal is used in dealing with something against rules, laws, and signs. This is used when the speaker is not the one who sets the rules. Example: you can't go out during the community quarantine. Another is the modal must not or mustn't. It is used in dealing with something that is not permitted. In this context, it is the speaker who sets the rules. Example: you must not turn off your camera during online class. Mustn't you eat the fruits inside the fridge? And these are the modals that you can use in expressing an obligation. Has or have to. It is used when obligation comes not from the speaker. The obligation is set by an authority, rule, or law. Example: I have to be in the airport before the flight departure. She has to submit her report on time. Reminder that the has should use if you have a singular subject, and have to should use if you have a plural subject. Another modal in obligation is must. It is used when expressing obligation comes from the speaker or from an authority. Example: I must call my husband now. We must finish the report on time. And these are the modals that expressing a no obligation. Don't have to. Example: you don't have to come to my office in person. You may submit it online. Doesn't have to. Examples: she doesn't have to attend the funeral if she is not feeling well. Reminder that we use don't have to if you have a plural subject. And we are going to use doesn't have to if you have a singular subject. To sum up, here are the modals and their definition. Uses of modals: permission, prohibition, obligation, and no obligation. In constructing a sentence using modals, you have to remember the correct format. If you are writing in a normal structure of a sentence, you should follow this structure: subject of the sentence plus modal plus verb. If it is an inverted structure of a sentence, the modal will be the first, followed by the subject of the sentence plus the verb. Let us analyze the sentences on the first box. I can do it if you want me to. Can you give me your number? Can you help me with this? The first sentence, that is the normal way of structuring a sentence. the second, and the third sentence, that is what we call an inverted structure of a sentence. Can you locate the modal and verb on the next box? Can you pick out the modal and the verb and write your answer on a piece of paper? Let us try to answer. These are the answers. I could possibly ask my mom to put it for us. Could I interview the mayor? Could you lend me your book? Teachers may now distribute the modules to the learners. May I borrow your book, please? As you see, on the first box, we have here the modal could and the verb ask. On the second sentence, we have the modal could and the verb interview. And on the third sentence, we have the modal could and the verb lend. On the next box, we have the modal may and the verb distribute. Next sentence, we have the modal may and the verb borrow. This time, on your own, try to identify the modals and verbs used in the sentences. Are you ready? Write your answer on a piece of paper.
Pick out the modals and verbs in the following sentences. I'll be giving you 1 minute to finish the activity. And your time starts now.
Time to answer. Please do check your own answer. Always remember, honesty is the best policy. Awesome, students! To check your understanding on our lesson today, let us do the next activity. Here is your performance output. Using the infographic from the World Health Organization, convert it into a dialogue between two members of a family, using phrases or modals, plus verbs expressing permission, obligation, or prohibition. First, you have to take a picture of a family member excluding yourself. Second, create a dialogue box or a bubble thought. Here is the infographics from World Health Organization. Take time to screenshot and read. Reminder, use only the modals of permission, obligation, and prohibition in writing your dialogue. Here is the example of the comic strip or the dialogues. And your output will be graded according to this rubric. Thank you, students. We hope that you have learned today. For your questions about the topic, you may ask your English teacher. You may drop us a call, text, and PMs. This has been Ma'am Blanche, your grade 9 English teacher. See you next time. Bye!